Hey guys, Barman here, and welcome to episode 2 of Battlefield 3 for Beginners. In this episode, we're focusing on the minimap, so let's get started. Okay, so for the first topic, we've got the minimap, and the minimap I think is one of the most important things to be focusing on as you're playing the game. I mean, there's a lot of in-game cues that tell you what's going on. I mean, you get visual cues in terms of you'll see players running past and so on. You might see smoke, or you might see the flash from a gun firing. There's a lot of visual cues that you'll see, I guess in the game screen. You'll also hear a lot of things as well. I understand with the latest patch that things like footsteps are certainly more pronounced, but there's a bunch of other things. Guns reloading, guns firing, silenced weapons, normal weapons, tanks driving down the road, helicopters flying overhead. There's a whole lot of, I guess, oral cues as well, and all of those add up to, if you like, that kind of immersive experience, which, if you're well tuned into that, you can get a good feel for what's going on in the game. The mini-map, however, I guess gives you just another whole spectrum of information that you should certainly be paying a lot of attention to through the game. So what I thought I'd do is, I've got a little bit of footage here of seeing crossing. The player's about to walk up the stairs. He's getting, a tank goes past him, and there's certain, looks like someone's shooting at another player from a building. So I thought I'd freeze it there and just blow out that mini-map and I guess highlight some of the things that are on there, which you as a player you should be trying to pay attention to as you're going through. And I think a good rule of thumb in terms of actually focusing on the mini map is, I think once, it's hard to put a hard number on it, but I mean at least every 2, 3, 5 seconds you should be having a look at the mini map to see what additional information is on there, which can can help you through the game. And so I've added these little red arrows just to highlight some things. I mean, there's the more obvious ones. I've got the one at the top there, which is the status of the objectives. So that will vary a little bit, game mode by game mode. I've got a conquest game here, so you can see there's 2 flags captured by our team, the US, and 2 flags by the Russians. And blue, the blue square indicates that it's that you've captured it, and the red square indicates that the enemy team have got them. So as far as this game is concerned, we're pretty evenly split. I mean, we've only just started the game, so I guess that's to be expected. The other thing there I've got is the ticket count, and again, so the game's just started. US and Russia, we're very close there. We're a couple of tickets ahead, but the little bars there are showing you, giving an indication of what overall percentage that is of the total. So I guess we just might move down from top to bottom. We've got an enemy soldier there, and you might have seen as I was running up the stairs in that little bit of video footage that I actually spotted that soldier, and we'll get into that in the next topic. But so that's caused that soldier to the enemy soldier to turn up on the mini map. One of the really important things, though, is you actually get a direction as well. So people like to refer to them as the Doritos. So that little triangle, the pointy end of that is actually the direction that soldier's facing. So at the moment, on the mini map, he's actually got his back to us, which obviously is quite important information to know. So we've also got an objective to be captured. So just up around these stairs onto the right, we've got the D flag. So that's on the map. We've got ourselves, so we can see is where we are, where we're pointing. We're always going to be pointing forward on the mini map. There's also a little a square there with what looks like little bullets in it. That's actually an ammo box, so we're on top of an ammo box. It's actually the player just to our right, to support player, who's actually put an ammo box down for us. We've got a teammate below there, and also a health pack. So that little circle with the I guess, I don't know what you'd call that, a little smudge thing, whatever it is. There's actually a health pack. So, I mean, obviously, again, that's quite important to know. So if we're low on health or low on ammo, we can check the minimap to see whether there are, health packs or ammo boxes down on the ground. Probably one of the most important things to focus on, though, is that bottom one there. We can see there's a dead teammate. So whenever you see that skull and crossbones, and you'll see skull and crossbones unless you're an assault player. If you're assault, you'll actually see the little, I don't know, it's like a little heartbeat symbol, which means that, yes, the player's dead, but you've actually got an opportunity to revive them. Very, very important to keep an eye out for those, because if you're seeing players that are dying, I think the first question you've got to ask yourself is, how are they dying? So, if a whole bunch of skull and crossbones show up right behind you on the mini-map, okay, how are those people dying? Is there someone come up behind them and they're just about to get to you? Or is there something else going on? And, I mean, in this circumstance, I think if I look at that, I know the tank just went past me, so there's a reasonable chance that the tank actually took that guy out. But I actually think it's the guy in the building that I spotted. He was shooting his USAS skill cannon down into that alleyway, and I'm pretty sure that's what took him out. So, I know where that player is, so I'm not necessarily worried about that. But if that tank hadn't been there and I didn't see that player was shooting, I'd have a real question in my mind as about how that player died, and if I got something to worry about behind me. So, as I said, there's a bunch of in-game type of cues, but also the the mini map itself. And I've got a couple of clips here just to perhaps highlight how you can use that mini map to your advantage. So let's play those. Okay, so in this first clip, we're on Wake Island. It's Conquest Assault. The game's just beginning, so we're effectively the defending side. So we started with all the flags, and the attacking team have got to take them off us. So I've made my way down to the A flag, and why don't we just kick it off and let's see what happens. So problems jumping over the little lip there. Poke my head out onto the A flag, and one of the things I guess I hear a noise, but I also see on the mini map, little orange Dorito shows up and skull and crossbones. So enemy players there has killed one of my players, and looking at the mini-map I can see where that happened. So what do? I follow that around, find the guy sitting there and shoot him in the back. So that's I guess a great example of showing you the power of the mini-map. I mean, without that I might have heard the gunshots, I might have heard my teammate dying, but it would be very difficult to me to know where that was, and to turn around, I guess, and to shoot that guy in the back. So this next clip, we're on second crossing. We're trying to cap back the B flag. I've got myself a couple of squad mates here looking to take that out. One of the things, before I jump into the clip, is with the mini map, silenced weapons won't show up on the mini map. So you've got the suppressor as an attachment for most of the guns in the game, and when you shoot with one of those, you actually don't show up on the mini map, which is clearly a big advantage. I guess with the latest patch, then they're offsetting that with a few disadvantages and so on. But I just want to highlight, I guess, even with silenced weapons, you get a little bit of a sound, but on the mini map, there's still things to watch for. So I'll kick off the clip to neutralize the flag. One of my spawn mates, or squad mates, sorry, is just spawned off me here.
I would like to report a sighting
So we capped the flag. That's all good. I'm about to turn around and head up to the D flag, but all of a sudden on the mini map, what do I see? The jagged lines there, the heartbeat line of a dead player who I can revive. So even though that person was shot with a silenced weapon, because you notice that you didn't get the little orange Dorito show up then, so that player was able to shoot without showing up. What I did see was a dead teammate show up unexpectedly on the mini map. I guess you you think about the situation you're in. You've got a bunch of your teammates who've just headed up the main corridor to D, so those shots must have come from the other side. Flip around, there's the player running through, shoot them down, revive your teammate, and off you go. So I guess those two clips really just trying to highlight, I guess the power of the minimap. I think, they're very small examples. There are many different things that you could show there, but I think, trying to set the example or demonstrate that, the minimap is something you should be focusing on quite consistently through the game. And as I said, I think at the beginning, every 5 seconds or so, I think is not a bad amount of time to be glancing back just to check out what's going on. And you may find certain circumstances that's more frequent. If you're in the intense hand-to-hand combat, you may find that you need to drop away from that. But I think it's a good average to focus on. Okay, so that just about wraps it up for episode 2. I just wanted to summarise the key points from this episode. So we said to look at the minimap around about once every 5 seconds. Watch for enemy players on the minimap and importantly also the direction that they're facing. Look at the status of objectives, flags, MCOMs and so on. Enemies that are firing silenced weapons won't show up on the minimap. And for me, probably the most important is watch for dead allies. And, I guess what does that tell you about where enemies are on the map? So I guess if you can give me some feedback on this episode, the things you like, you don't like, I'd be glad to hear it. And I thought I'd just leave you with a little bonus clip here around perhaps how not to drive a tank. Thanks for watching.